What's poppin', y'all? It didn't take long for Cenat's biggest hater to really have the hate kind of magic cylindered on him, because Digital Nas, who I'll put a video in the pinned comment where I talked about how he was taking the Streamer University idea, trying to flip it, but also trashing Cenat's Streamer University, saying it was lame, boring, annoying, and using that to promote himself or his own project that was adopting it, which I thought was absolutely foolish. And not attention is all good attention. That's one of the biggest myths in history. But he posted, "My first single drops this Friday, May 30th, from my debut album, Tampering with Sound, TWS. Looking for all small and big YouTube and reaction streamers. Please email Karina. I'll be reposting and retweeting all of them as a marketing campaign. Hopefully, we can all work together." I think this is cool, what he's trying to do. This is a producer releasing an album. We don't know who's going to be on the album. He was getting some hate under these tweets. This was from his main page. And Digital Nas has seen a burst in popularity since working with Ye. And he posts some album cover art with the CDs. I think this is clean. I like the writing. It really reminds me of that 2005, 6, 7, 8 era where you would buy these burnt CDs off the side of the street and then they would write the album name on it. And that was, because they wouldn't print the actual album cover, and then they just have it written in a certain font. So I thought this was cool. I think it's a cool cover. I really don't know. I see all of these the songs and the track list, but who's going to be on it? Who are going to be the actual rappers? And you've got, I think that's his wife that's really supporting him. Iyurim, is that his wife? Is she the Korean one? Maybe. I'm not too interested in this guy's personal life, as long as it has anything to do with music. And then he goes on to say, through his burner account, "You guys won. I quit music today. Gonna take a break from everything." One of the things that I can't stand is when, not a producer, usually rappers do this. They're like, "Yo, I quit music." You're not allowed to quit music. Let me hit your publishing company and see, is this guy allowed to quit music? No, he's not. I mean, Ye said he was on a lifetime deal. So as long as you've got a pulse, music will be made. Digital Nas, I'm sure there's no different. And some people, they're replying, and some people were giving him some positivity. And then he says, "Gonna go raise my child. The internet got to my head, got me second guessing myself." And then he posts a DM exchange with a fan who says, "Don't quit music, bro. I've been looking up to you since 2019 for real. From D Savage to Ye, you did so much, it's insane. That is one hell of a glow up." D Savage to Ye. Also, phone on 5% with no low power mode on. I just see the red thing. Is crazy. "Love, bro. F the negativity. I literally feel you so much, but don't give the demons what they want. You're literally goated." He says, "Why you don't comment this? It's like my haters publicly hate and my supporters quietly support. Is it embarrassing to support me?" No, it's not. And this is 3:22 a.m. he sent that. So he's looking at this late night stressing like, damn, why don't they love me? Or why don't he love me? That's from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Look, man, how are you going to complain about hate when he was just publicly hating on Cenat the other day? So why can't you publicly show love? Not only you're flipping the dude's idea and you're hating. And this is the thing, too, Digital Nas, like I said, I don't have anything against the guy. I think him hating on Cenat was completely unnecessary. I think the producer university idea is great. It's, I wouldn't necessarily say, brilliant, but it's cool. If you're able to put it together, that's really dope. That's something that people want to see. That's kind of like a mix of what Black Boy Max was doing, but also what Kai did with Streamer University, and also what Kenny Beats had done in the past, although that was more so kind of rappers coming in to do the cave thing, but he was doing his own production and marrying all of those in this trifecta and this pyramid. Pyramids don't have three sides, actually. And this trifecta, and this triangle, this Rock Nation triangle, to create something new. But now he can't handle the hate, and this is for everybody. Listen, man, the people that support you the most, they're usually quiet because they don't got much to say. And the people that are supportive, they're going to watch. They're probably donating on stream or subbing up on stream. They don't got to say anything. It's always the people that got to complain are always the one that are going to be vocal. Just like you. You were vocal with Cenat. Now, did you show love publicly to Kai Cenat? No. And this is also another thing we got to talk about is the deriding. A lot of people are scared of being called deriders because the same person that you show love to will attempt to use you showing love in the future as like a weapon against you if you have some sort of criticism. So if this person in the future, I'm not saying Digital Nas would do this, but people have done this a lot. And guys do this. This is a guy problem. Like, guys do this all the time. And it's just something that's never going to change. So, like, girls may not understand, but yeah, guys, they do this. So let's say this person sent this DM, and then 6 months from now, he's like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, this idea is trash, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying Digital Nas, but a person will be like, man, wasn't you just hitting me up, like, showing love a couple of months ago? And, like, this you? And now you look embarrassed. But if you never show love, then they can't use that against you. So the people that are supporting, they're just not vocal about it. And this is also what happens when you come from behind the scenes. So I think rappers are better prepared for this because to make it as a rapper, dog, you are getting trashed because you got to promote yourself as a rapper. Probably the first time you start promoting yourself, you actually sucked. And people are telling you, you suck, you suck, you suck, this is trash. By the time you get to being maybe decent, you still got to promote yourself. And then some people are still saying you're trash because you're not lit enough. And you still have to believe in yourself. And then eventually people follow. So when rappers get these comments, and they get these comments all the time, you suck, your music is trash, they're not fazed by it. But producers, a lot of the time, they may just get ignored. Like their beats just get ignored, but they're not getting that negative, harsh feedback. And I do think Digital Nas was probably getting harsh feedback from Ye, but that's somebody that is one of the greatest producers of all time. So him telling you that in person, it's one person, and you look up to him, and you respect his opinion, and it feels like criticism, and you're getting better, and you're working together, as opposed to just some random person hating on you, throwing shots at you. So with producers, a lot of the time, it's sending out stuff and getting ignored. Rappers, they're getting outright hated on. And the only time I would say maybe producers are getting hated on is in streams. Like, for example, producers will submit certain streams to maybe Beat Wars or streams to, I think Kenny Beats used to do Beat Wars, but for Song Wars, Blackboy Max, he would look through the beats and the people in the comments would give their own opinions. So at that point, they're getting some public feedback. But with Digital Nas, not only is he getting hate for potential Ye stuff that's been releasing, now he's getting hate for anything that he does. And he's not used to this because Digital Nas has been behind the scenes for years. And in those years, I don't really know what he's been doing other than working with Ye. I think he's been like Ye's, not chief producer, but he's been around him for quite a while. I don't know what he was doing in the gaps of time between then. But he's got to toughen up. If you're a streamer too, dog, streamers get nothing but hate. Look at, like, Kai Cenat was getting hate from you for doing Streamer University, spending a ton of money, partnering with these companies to give an opportunity for content to be created to, like, try to capture this lightning in a bottle with all the people in the same place in person, which always hits different than online. And then he gets hated on by you, and he gets hated on by a ton of people. Like, yo, you didn't have the right people there. I thought this was only going to be small streamers. I thought you were going to teach people. So the expectation that people put in their own head of what Kai Cenat was supposed to do is what they're angry at him for not doing, and then they're attacking that. And they're attacking him for that. It's like, dog, what the hell? You're the one that conjured this up, and you expect me to follow what you want? Like, what the hell? And you're criticizing me for not doing that? Like, I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I did a good job at it. Now, Digital Nas is going to have to get some Kanye ego. That's something he's going to have to pick up. Like, nobody's gotten more hate than Ye, especially after the, hell, who knows how many moments. We had a George Bush moment. We had the recent moments. We had the Kim moment when he got married to her. We had the slavery wasn't real moment. We had the, what else? Taylor might still owe me box moment. We had the Taylor Swift moment, I think I said, the first one, and the George Bush moment. I think I'm repeating. He's got like 5 moments where he was damn near most hated man. And you're getting a couple of hate comments and that's deterring you? Come on, man. As long as the numbers is there, as long as you pushing, you got to keep it up. Now, I'm not happy that he's getting hated on. And I do think like maybe he's like ranging in emotion. But this guy's got to keep pushing because he's doing something dope. He got the battery put in his back by Ye. And I do want to see this producer university thing. Despite him hate, I think he should be like, yo, I was tripping. I hated on Cenat. I shouldn't have done that. Like, yo, his idea was dope. I was just in the wrong energy. I was getting so much hate. I'll give him exactly the script to say, yo, I was getting so much hate that turned me into a hater. And that's not me. That's not the way God wants me to be. And that's not the way I should be an example for my family. So shout out to Kai for Streamer University. I got inspired by that. But we doing Producer University. And that's all you got to say. People are quite forgiving. And it makes sense. If you're getting all this hate, yeah, it's going to turn you into a hater. But logically, you probably should be a little bit more accommodating considering Cenat's getting 100 times more hate than you are. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.